Hello YouTubers and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be split in parts and I hope it reaches more people. So we'll be covering the video in English, Hindi, both languages, and the video will be split between international news, domestic news, the news about ancillaries of renewable energy, the news about EVs, and the news about research and development. So there will be 4 videos on this weekend, so the video is not as long as it used to be in the past month. The videos were 40 minutes long and it were not reaching more people, so we have decided to split the videos based on the categories of the news, and this is how it is going to be for this month. So we'll be trying out with a reach, and I hope it reaches more people and more people like the format of our video coverage. So let's get started with the video with a cheers, keep hydrated and drink water. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to talk about technology and innovations that are happening in the space of renewable energy, sustainability development, and especially in the field of solar energy. So let's get started. First news is coming up from a research project that is between Spain and Turkey. The researchers have been researching upon silicon purified metallurgical process they are calling Ferro Solar, and they are using metallurgically purified grade silicon, and they are saying that they have achieved the efficiency of 20.76% compared to multicrystalline solar cells with upgraded metallurgical grade, and they are saying that this process has 25% lower carbon footprint, and they are able to achieve efficiencies of more than 30% if they use the tandem cells or the multi-layer cells they are calling 3-5 layer cells. So they are saying that this process, if put into mass scale, will reduce the carbon footprint of the solar industry. And the upgraded metallurgical grade silicon cells for multicrystalline solar cells demonstrate a competitive alternative to the polysilicon that is used. So this kind of silicon, metallurgical grade silicon, is kind of unpure, not as pure as the polysilicon, but it works. Next news was coming up. Trina Solar achieves 23.03% efficiency for 210 PERC solar modules. Mind you, this is for the module, this is not for the cell. So the cells must be at higher efficiency. The module has achieved a efficiency of 23%, which is a big news. This was a big news, the news that I like. A research project between Swiss Research Institute Agroscope and energy company Romanard Energy. They are building an agrivoltaic project where they have replaced the plastic polysheets that are used to cover the tunnels in which the strawberry and blueberries grow. So they have replaced that plastic sheet with a transparent, translucent kind of solar cell, and they are saying that this solar cell developed with a company called Solar. They are saying that this solar cell works on a method of concentrated solar energy where they are using the solar cell area on a whole panel is 0.05%, and this solar panel, solar glass, lets through 78% of sunlight for the crop to grow underneath. And they are saying that the modules have a efficiency rating of 30%, and they are saying they have been able to do this by using 5-layer solar cells. So again, 5-layer solar cells, we are talking about space grade solar cells. So they are saying that this solar cell worked with a concentrated solar light that is falling on the panel, and they have used special refractive glass where the solar cells are placed and normal glass where the cells are not placed for the light to pass through. Big news, agrovoltaics, and I like when agrovoltaics are being talked about and researched upon because this is the future. So another news from China, Jinchen Energies has carried out a cooperation between jinneng on HJT and plasma enhanced chemical vapor disposition. I know it is a tough name, PECVD. So it is plasma enhanced chemical vapor deposition. So they have used HJT cells that they used to make, and they have signed a cooperation with Jineng for this plasma enhanced. So they are saying that by this cooperation we will be able to produce amorphous silicon thin film solar, and they are not just going to produce the modules, they are going to set up a line and they are going to sell the lines to the manufacturer, because they are saying that this process will be much cheaper than the multicrystalline and polycrystalline cells. Another amazing news coming from Japan. Has set up a Japan has a technology company, Eco Marine Power, and they have been working on commercial ship ideas. So they are saying that we are trying to integrate renewable energy solutions for commercial ship. So this is the ship that they have developed. It is a autonomous, sustainable, no carbon footprint ship that they have developed. It is a concept. Here they are using automatic geo coordinates for movement of cargo on the ship, and they are producing their own power using solar, tidal, wind, and geothermal energy when the ship is parked and anchored. So this is a amazing project. If you want to read about it more, I'll add the link in the description. Another news coming from India, Union Ministry of Science and Technology has set up a concentrated solar thermal test rig in Hyderabad, and they are also going to set up a test lab in Bangalore. This lab is and test rig is set up for Indian manufacturers and Indian startups to innovate in the field of solar thermal energy, and they will be able to test out components like solar receiver tubes, heat transfer fluids, and concentrating mirrors in the test rig in Hyderabad. Another news, it is a research project between physicists at the University of Utah and Helmholtz Berlin. So they developed a method called cross correlation noise spectroscopy to detect small fluctuations in electrical current running through silicon solar cells. So take it as an example, like doctors hear your heartbeat, they are listening to a heartbeat of a solar cell, and they are listening to it when it is producing power to find out faults and the gaps where the power is lost. So they have done this, and they are saying that our method could enhance the capabilities of solar production and solar cell production. So they are saying if you allow multiple layer materials and high range of materials, so their solar panels could break through the barrier of 30%, that is still the industry benchmark that is used in space grade solar cells. So they are saying that this study has given them very good insights why the currents are lost in solar panels. Another big news coming from the industry of Pervoskites. Last month we covered a lot of news. Last month we covered around 500 plus solar news in the month of June 2021, and every week we had 2 to 3 news about Pervoskites. So this week also we have a news about Pervoskites. It is a great news because US has finally taken a stance, and they have funded the Pervoskite lab. They have given $14 million. This $14 million is coming from Department of Energy USA, and the scientists have asked for this money because they want to set up a benchmark lab where they are able to test the Pervoskite research that is coming up from around the world, because Pervoskite photovoltaic accelerator is working in accelerating the deployment from research to mass scale of Pervoskite. Pervoskite cells, if you don't know, are organic cells. They are cheaper to produce, but they have very high unreliability and they are unpredictable in the outdoors environment. So this lab is set up for this study, and amazing news. So the last news for this week in innovation and research is the prospect of solar in mitigating the 1.5 degree Celsius climate change that we are talking about for the 2050. So photovoltaics will have $237 billion investment per year by the year 2050 to ensure global heating is capped at 1.5 degrees Celsius by this century. And we need 14 terawatt peak of solar generation capacity installed by 2050. So this is the reason why I am making the videos like this. This is the reason I am making the video, for capacity building, for market awareness, to attract more people to join into the solar industry, because me and other people who are working in solar industry, we are not enough, and we are not able to cater to the demand, and we are not able to deliver the solution by 2050. We need more manpower, we need more people to work in this industry. And if you like the video, do hit like and subscribe. So 14 terawatt peak of solar generation capacity, this is a huge number, and the research is coming from IRENA, who don't know, it is a renewable energy agency, and they study a lot of things. So they are saying by the mid-century, by 2050, 42.5 million jobs will be created, and by this decade, that is 2030, 38 million positions will be created in renewable energy industry. So this was an amazing article. I'll add all the links to the research and development in the description. And you should go read this article because they talked about batteries, they talked about hydrogen, they talked about wind, they talked about floating solar, offshore wind power plant, geothermal, biogas, biomass. They talked about all the renewable energy resources that were possible, and they have talked about a future where optimized generation mix is delivered so that we don't have to burn a single fossil fuel, or we don't have to produce a single ton of carbon to produce electricity. So it is amazing news, and I wish you read that. So if you have been watching so far, hit like and subscribe, and most of all, share the knowledge with your friends who are working in solar industry, and with those who want to change the industry from their current practices into renewable industry. So we are welcome and we are open to all to join this industry. So hit like, subscribe and share with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video that is in the playlist. Next video coming up, EVs and hydrogen. Thank you.